Last week, we spoke about some rare good news that came out of Israel-Palestine. It appears like a long-term ceasefire deal was brokered, and even some blockade sanctions were loosened by Israel, which is definitely a good thing. Well, today, we have a horrible update from Reuters. Quote, Israel announced on Sunday a land appropriation in the occupied West Bank termed the biggest in 30 years, drawing Palestinian condemnation and a U.S. rebuke. So in layman's terms, what that means is Israel is going to steal land in the West Bank. They're going to expand their settlements. Right after you get a ceasefire, they go, yeah, let's do something to totally undo the ceasefire. And also, I wonder why the Palestinians are so angry at the Israelis. I mean, I guess the only reason is because Israel is a democracy and they hate democracy. And I guess the only reason is that they're just crazy, backwards Islamists. It's got nothing to do with that occupation thing, how they keep expanding into their territory. Quote, some 988 acres in a Jewish settlement block near Bethlehem were declared state land on the instructions of the political echelon by the military-run civil administration. 988 acres. They're just going, yeah, thanks, we'll take that. Step aside, Palestinians, we're going to take that now. But here's my favorite part, Israel's reasoning. Quote, Israel has said construction of the settlement would not constitute the establishment of a new settlement because the site is officially designated a neighborhood of an existing one several miles down the road. They're not even bothering to try to sugarcoat it. That's the most bullshit reasoning I've ever heard in my life. In other words, they're going, yeah, we're going to take this part over here because we have that part over there. That's like me going down the block to a neighbor's house, knocking on the door with a shotgun and saying, thanks, I'll take this. And they go, wait, why? That doesn't make any sense. What's your reasoning? This is my house. And I go, no, it's cool. I own the house down the block, so I'll take this one too. But that doesn't make any sense. You're not making any sense. But it doesn't matter. You don't have to make sense. Why? Because you're more powerful. You have more guns. Okay, when you have more guns, you have a more powerful military, well, you get to do whatever the fuck you want and come up with some sort of rationalization after the fact, and not even a good one. And here's how you know the situation has gotten out of hand and it's crazy. The United States condemned this. And the U.S., I mean, just everything Israel does, we're usually right there in lockstep with them. I mean, as the right-wing Likud government was bombing hospitals in Gaza and schools and UN shelters, and they killed kids on a beach playing soccer with journalists nearby with no Hamas in sight. As they did that, what did the U.S. do? Maybe you should try to be more safe, maybe? Don't be mad at us, Israel. We support you. We give unending support to you. So, but this, they even the U.S. said, in fact, it was the State Department, I'll give you the exact quote. They say, quote, we urge the government of Israel to reverse this decision. When you make the State Department go, okay, guys, pump your brakes. You've gone way too far. And just to shove the knife in and twist it, quote, Peace Now said the land seizure was the largest announced by Israel in the West Bank since the 1980s, and that anyone with ownership claims had 45 days to appeal. A local Palestinian mayor said Palestinians owned the tracts and harvested olive trees on them. So it's their land, they use it, they need it for economic reasons, for financial reasons. Okay, and Israel just says, no, we'll take this. Look, it's gotten to the point where this is absurd, you know? I mean, I don't know how anybody can sit by and just watch this happen. I don't. No matter what your ideology is, no matter what your belief system is, no matter where you fall on the political spectrum, what your personal tastes are, it doesn't matter. If to read this story and continue to defend the right-wing Likud government of Israel, you have no intellectual respect of mine. Because if you don't condemn this, is there anything that Israel does that you would condemn? there can't be anything, right? Because there's plenty of people defended the bombing of schools, including Elizabeth Warren. I was like, what the fuck is this? Defended the bombing of hospitals, defended the crackdown with an 80% civilian death rate in Gaza, over 2,000 people killed, according to the UN. And then now they just take 988 acres, and people are like, yeah, blame Hamas. You know, it's so stupid, I don't even know how to respond to it anymore, because it's kind of like a George Bush remark. You know how they hate us for our freedom when talking about Iraq. It's like a drawstring on a puppet. They hate us for our freedom. Fight them over there, don't have to fight them over here. He says the same things regardless of what your point is. He's not listening. He just says that, that's on rinse and repeat 412 times. And when it comes to the Israeli apologists today, they do the same thing, just blame Hamas. Oh, Israel bombed a school? Blame Hamas. Oh, Israel bombed a hospital? Blame Hamas. Oh, Israel bombed a hospital again? Blame Hamas. Oh, Israel bombed kids playing soccer on a beach? Blame Hamas. Oh, Israel has an 80% civilian death rate? Blame Hamas. Oh, Israel just decided to take 988 acres in violation of international law? Blame Hamas. But Hamas didn't do anything for this. They didn't do this. They had a choice, the right-wing government of Israel had a choice, and they chose to take 988 acres in violation of international law and to inflame the tension in the region. And if they claim that, no, our main goal is to stop the terrorism of Hamas, well, you just emboldened them. You just strengthened them. You just made Israel's security way worse. I said this earlier. Look, if you were in the U.S. during the invasion of Iraq, what was the patriotic thing to do? To blindly support this stupid fucking war, invading a country that didn't attack us and had nothing to do with 9/11? No, the patriotic thing was to say, whoa, this is fucked up. Let's not do that. Well, isn't it the same thing in Israel today? Wouldn't the patriotic Israeli stand up and go, I'm against this dumb fucking land grab because it's going to destabilize the region and make Israel more prone to attack because you just gave Hamas a great recruitment argument. Because now they go to the youth in Palestine and in Gaza, or the Palestinian territories in Gaza and in the West Bank, and they go, yeah, I know you were moderate before, but don't you just want to pick up an AK-47 and fight now because Israel just took 988 acres? Maybe your land is next. And I'm tired of holding hands and singing Kumbaya with people and trying to, let's discuss this. Let's debate. No. This is a clear right and wrong issue, okay? I don't have intellectual respect for you if you defend this. You're just wrong. People called me out on Twitter earlier, and they were like, yeah, you're arrogant. Yeah, so if people disagree with you, they're idiots? If you're in favor of stealing 988 acres, yes, you're an idiot. Yes, you're a big idiot if you're in favor of stealing 988 acres. Yes. And you're also immoral and you're also unethical. That's not a hard conclusion to come to. You are what you do. What you do speaks to your character. If you're okay with that, you have a fucking moral compass problem and you need to look in the fucking mirror. Okay, I'm tired of this, man. The international community should swiftly and thoroughly punish Netanyahu and the government of Israel over this. I'm talking international sanctions. I'm talking currency restrictions. I'm talking all the foreign aid from America cut off, because you have to do the exact same thing that they did in apartheid South Africa. The government in South Africa knew they were fucked up. They knew what they were doing was wrong, and they didn't stop doing it until what? Until what? Until not only the protests in the streets, but also the international community said, we're not with you anymore. Those days are over. Sanctioned. And then eventually the businessmen in South Africa said, all right, okay, we're going to have to loosen up a little bit and become more open-minded because our bank accounts and our wallets are getting hurt right now. So you got to do that to Israel. That's the only way. It's the international community's got to come together and do it. And I fear that they're not going to do it. And everybody, I'm convinced at this point, they don't want peace. They don't want a two-state solution. I mean, the Israeli government literally blocked a Palestinian state at the UN. Literally blocked it. It was them in the U.S. that said, no, we're against a Palestinian state. Virtually everybody else was like, yeah, okay, yeah, give them a state. Non-member, not even a member statehood status. Non-member. And the U.S. and Israel said, how dare you be in favor of that? No! So they literally blocked a Palestinian state from existing, and now they're expanding further and creating more settlements, and I'm supposed to think they're an honest actor, that they want a two-state solution and that they want peace? My ass, they want peace. They don't want peace at all. If they wanted peace, they could get it tomorrow, but they don't do it because they don't want it.